I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
But you're so high.
Oh man, you know I ain't high.
But you're so high.
Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then.
But you're so high.
You ought to be ashamed of
Stay
yourself.
drunk all
Oh,
the
come on now,
time.
you all don't feel like that.
Hey kids, bam, we are back. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ha ha ha. Welcome to the Headhunter. All right, this is the Moka frame that I told you guys about yesterday, and I built it this morning, tested it, bam, everything's good. So, a couple things about this. The fact that it's called a Headhunter configuration is me. I don't think anybody else calls it that. I used to call them head blenders, but I call them Headhunters. You have to excuse me, guys. I am sicker than fuck. I've got a headache that's like, or I'm sorry, a head cold that's just bam. And between the NyQuil and the rum, woo, buddy. Anyhow, here's what we got. She turned out sweet. Look at that shit, okay? This thing is just bam, so freaking cool. It feels lighter than it is. Honestly. So I'm going to go over this real quick. Let's do a weight on the Moka Simplex, all up, with props, with strap, extra gram or two for my Sherlock tape. We're coming in, on a scale that tells no lies, 308. That's pretty respectable, all things considered. It feels lighter than that, but it's not. But that's really, really light for the power this thing has. I didn't get fancy with this. What did we ended up doing? I stripped out one of my old frogs, because I just never flew it. I have two frog frames. One of them's got the Sunny Skies and DYS and all that. And I stripped one down because I really wanted a quad that I was going to use these green Cobras on. I absolutely love these. These are CPL 2205 2700 Cobra motors. These are badass. Running the RunCam Swift, running a 600 milliwatt transmitter, my Farview Pagoda, of course, receiver, of course. What else? Actually, a pretty standard flight controller. I'm running an Omnibus F3 with OSD, and I'm running a good old-fashioned power distribution board. Kind of went old school on this guy. I did not buy special stuff for this. All I bought was the frame, and I used older parts out of a different quad. I love the Omnibus F3, but it does not have a built-in power distribution board. So power distribution board and 600 milliwatt transmitter. I already said that. Again, I'm sick, guys, so cut me a break. 40 amp ESCs, BL Heli S, running D-Shot 600. My typical props. A couple things that are really cool about this frame that I love. The fact that they came up with this mounting system. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's a piece of carbon fiber that two rear stanchions go up, and these are O-rings, rubber O-rings, and this thing essentially floats. So you can have it low, you can have it high, and it fits just perfect. Well, you can't see it in there, but anyway, it fits really nice. I really like that. And it's shock mount. Essentially, it's rubber grommets, so it should help your antenna from dying a little bit. Now, this frame is meant to be normal. The props are supposed to be up here, and these are supposed to be on there. I built a bird, as you guys saw in the last video, my Headhunter, a year and a half ago. I loved it. It flew great, and I just think it's cool as shit. Which side's up? I mean, look, kind of crazy, right? Bam, bam. Why would you do this? Some people, I've seen a couple guys do this way back in the day. I haven't seen any in a long time. I think they fly awesome. I really do. By the time you have your battery on the bottom of this piggy, you know, you're up off the ground pretty high. You're sitting, give or take, about there. So it's not like you're spinning your motors on the ground. So don't worry about that. Clearance-wise, perfectly fine. Same clearance you have. It's all bilateral. This is the exact same frame as this. They're bilateral, and the props come to the same distance on the bottom as they do on the top, so it's great. They don't come anywhere near hitting the battery. If your battery's here, obviously we're fine. Some people will say you get better torsion control in a pitch direction. I don't believe that necessarily. I mean, I want to believe it because I think this is a really cool way to do it. I mean, you still have air deflection here, just like you would here, so I don't really think there's probably a whole lot of difference. I have never noticed a difference flying it in this configuration versus a standard quad. So, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Couple things I don't love about this frame. They did make these truly bilateral, meaning they're identical. Okay? I don't really love that. You don't really need this cutout here. It just adds weakness. And I don't love this cutout here, because it just looks kind of like a hole of shit, you know? I like it on the bottom, but I don't love it on the top. But anyway, that's minor stuff. And then this is this typical Maytech power distribution board, no big deal. Nothing really fancy in this. Since I'm sick, I'm truly not in the mood to fly. Believe it or not, I'll sit here and build all day, but my head isn't real clear, and I'll take my brand new bird and I'll kill it, and I don't want to do that. So I did do some pop tests out in the driveway, flew it around the roof real quick. Thing flies like a scalded dog. These green Cobras are about the same as my gold Cobras, which are on the Cerebus. Bam, look at that. Woo-hoo. They cost about the same, actually, so, I don't know, either way. Now, the trick to building one of these, I'm going to give you a couple, because a couple of you expressed interest in doing one, and I love these. The neat thing about this is every time you land, it puts fucking crop circles down. Cuts the grass, right? One of my buddies said, yeah, good luck taking up out of the grass with that thing. Trust me, these motors, you could propel out of fucking pudding with these things, man. Trust me. You ain't going to have no problems. And like I said, if you're on a 1300 battery, you're sitting pretty high anyway. Couple little things, little tidbits for you guys to think about if you're going to build these. My ESCs, and you might want to use a 4-in-1 or like an all-in-one board. And actually, check this out. Hang on. This would be perfect for this. This is going in my other Cerebus build, but this is a Cicada 30 amp ESC with an Omnibus F4 built in. Bam. That's going in the next build, which is going to be a real build video. Might start that tonight. I have not decided. But anyway, something like that, that's literally all you'd have in there. That and a receiver, yeah, bang. I got a lot of schmutz in there, but that's okay. Like I said, I really didn't buy anything extra for this bird. Or if I had gone to build this, I would have said, okay, give me a DYS F4, or give me something like this, or a Kakute all-in-one F4, and then, build it all hyper style. But honestly, I love the Omnibus F3. I've got like 12 of them laying around. These motors are brand new. I've only ran them like twice. Love those, and that's it in the frame. So a couple things to consider. These are really, really cool. They'll definitely get some looks. I mean, look at that thing. That thing's bad to the bone. It's a Headhunter. You land on somebody's head. Wah, 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 wah. Okay? But it is a bitch to build. The reason it's a bitch to build, since these are two bilateral parts that are going like this, you got to think about that. You got wiring up here and wiring down here. So what I suggest you do, how I did this build, I did the motors first, then the ESCs just on the front plate, and then my flight controller and all that other stuff. And I wired. Then I wired power wires coming out, signal wires coming out, left them loose. And then I put the top on with a couple screws just to hold it, flipped it upside down, and then measured out. And I actually didn't cut much wire off. You want to have these on your upper deck a little bit longer, because if you need to take this off, which you will someday for something, if you make these stupid tight, kids, you notice I got a lot of slack back there. If you make these super tight, you're not gonna be able to get the fucking top off without unsoldering all this shit. You do not want to do that. So you just got to think ahead. This is the second one of these I've built. And every frame's a little bit different. This frame is beautiful for this build, and it's light, it's strong, 4mm thick. I love it. I do wish this little patch was gone, but other than that, let me think what else. So got to be a little cognitive of that. Realistically though, if you guys want to build this with up-to-date gear, meaning an all-in-one board that has the FC built in and things like that, fuck, you could have this thing done in like 5 minutes, son. I did the pop test, like I said. Runs awesome, but I'm not putting a flight video in today. I'll do it tomorrow if I feel better. But anyway, it does fly. It flies very, very nice. It flies exactly the same, pretty much. A little bit more pitch action, maybe. Yet to be decided. Now, one other thing that I'm going to get questions on. I have these all turning in traditional way, okay? So we're going inwards and inwards. Okay, but these motors are inverted, but don't even think about that. think about when you're building, it's like, okay, these need to turn this way and these need to turn this way. Set it up that way. And these props do not go on upside down. They still go on here. Here's right side up. They still go on right side up. You do not invert them, okay? Because if you look at the props are actually pretty close to being in line. All right, so that's it. That is the Moka Simplex Headhunter. Poof. Bad to the bone, kids. I'm going to try and get some flight footage up there for you tomorrow when I know I'm not going to smash the fucker into a tree or something. So, till then, let me know if you have any questions. And I have the Cerebus build coming up probably this week. I ordered a new Cerebus, returner R4 motors, all sorts of fancy shit. This guy's going in there. It's going to be bad to the bone. And that is going to be a true build video. I'm going to build that thing, just me, show you guys step by step, and it's probably about the easiest build you could possibly do. Also one of the more expensive ones, but you don't have to use the same components I or anybody else is using. Get a frame, get some motors, get some flight controllers, bum, 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 bum. A lot of it's just technique on how you're putting the stuff together. So, if you have any questions, let me know. I will get you some flight footage of this bad mofo pretty soon. Take care, kids. Keep your shiny side up. Later.